Children, throughout the session, we are very frequently using the terminologies arguments and parameters. We actually need to understand what is argument and what is parameter very clearly. So to understand that, let us take an example. Okay, so this is the program. Okay, so def multiply of a comma b. Okay, there is a function, so which takes two parameters and then print a star b. Okay, this is a function definition, and the top level statements, the main program starts here. So I have initialized the variable x with 5, y with 15, and these are all function call statements. Okay, so multiply of x comma y. So when you write this, what is the value of x? 5. What is the value of y? 15. So 5 comma 15, the values are passed to a and b. That is the value, the first parameter. What is first parameter? X. The value of x is given to a. The value of y, that is 15, is given to b. Okay, so 5 comma 15 is passed to a comma b. So when you write multiply of 34 comma x, so the value, the first value is 34. 34, when you call this function, now a value is 34, and what is the x value? 5. So 5 value is given to b, right? Okay, so the first argument will be given to first parameter. The second argument is given to second parameter. Okay, so when you write multiply of y comma y, yes, still you can write that. Okay, so what is the value of y? 15. 15 is given to a and 15 is given to b as well. Okay, so here we need to understand values being passed. What is the value that you pass from function call statement? That is the values for which you want to do the particular task. Okay, so these values are called as arguments. That is, in function call statement, whatever you write, that is called as arguments. Okay, so and then values being received. Okay, so values are received in which variable? The values are received in the variable a comma b. That is the variables that are used in function definition or the function header. So that is called as parameters. Okay, so in the function call statement, it is a argument. In the function definition, it is called as parameters. Also, you need to understand two more terminology, that is actual and then formal. So the actual, it's nothing but the actual value for which you wanted to do the particular task. That is the value that is passed in the function call statement. It is otherwise called as actual argument or actual parameter. Try to understand the difference clearly. Either in the function call statement, those values should be referred as arguments or actual arguments. So if you are planning to use the word parameter, then you have to say it as actual parameter. You got it? Okay, so here x comma y can it is a argument, or you can call it as actual argument or actual parameter, actual value for which you wanted to do the particular task. Okay, so it should be referred as arguments or actual arguments or actual parameter. The functions, that is the variables that are used in function header, so those are all referred as parameters or formal arguments. Okay, actual refers to function call, formal refers to function header. Okay, so formal argument or formal parameter. So here a comma b are called as parameters or formal arguments or formal parameters. Okay, so here in the example a comma b or the parameters. Okay, so simply you can use the word parameters, or you can say it as formal parameter or formal argument. Okay, so x, y, 34, or what are all the values that you use it in the function call statement, all these values are referred as arguments or actual parameter or actual argument. Okay, while we are talking about arguments and parameters, please note one more information. See, the arguments, whatever the in the function call statement, the arguments can be a literal variable, or you can write a expression also. So here, instead of writing multiply of x comma y, you can also write x plus y comma y. Yes, you can still write that. Okay, that is a valid statement. However, the parameter can only be a variable. The arguments refers to the actual value that you use it in the function call statement. In the function call statement, it can be a literal variable or expression. Please try to recall what are all the different ways of writing the function call statement. Okay, we have already discussed, right? So in the function call statement, you can also have a expression. Okay, however, in the parameter, you will never be able to use any expression. It should be only named location. It should only be a variable, right? Okay, whatever it may be, you can use any user defined name of your choice, but it should be only a variable. It cannot be an expression. So def multiply of a plus 2 comma b. Okay, this is a function header. The function header, definitely you cannot use a expression. Okay, just keep that in your mind. The next concept that we are going to understand is types of parameters or formal arguments. Okay, so now that you are familiar with the word parameter or formal argument, right? Okay, so there are three different types of parameters can be passed while writing the function definition. Okay, so these are all positional arguments or required arguments, default arguments, and keyword or named arguments. So what do you mean by each one of them? We will understand. Let us first start with the positional arguments or required arguments. What do you mean by positional arguments? When the function call statement must match with the number and order of arguments as defined in the function definition, this is called positional argument matching. Whatever the function definition that we have discussed so far, we have discussed only this, that is positional or required arguments. So for example, take this function header. I didn't write the complete function definition, only the header I have written. Okay, so to write a function call statement, it is enough to know only the function header. So it is def check of a comma b comma c. So what you understand from this, the name of the function is check, and it takes 3 parameters, right? How you can write the function call statements for this? So you can write it as check of 3 comma 4 comma 5. So when you write this, the value 3 is given to a, 4 will be given to b, and 5 will be given to c. That is the first position, whatever the value, that is given to first variable, that is positional arguments. Okay, so the second argument, it is given to second parameter, the third argument given to third parameter. Okay, so for this particular function header, you can write the function call statement like this, that is check of 2 comma x comma y. Yes, it's still it's valid. There are 3 parameters. The values of x and y must be initialized before that, so it is a valid. And then this is also valid. Okay, so x value will be check of x comma 25 comma z plus 10. So x value will be given to a, 25 will be given to b, and whatever the z value plus 10 will be given to c. That is why it is called as positional arguments or required arguments. So here, if there are 3 parameters, then you have to call the function with 3 arguments mandatorily. Okay, you cannot write the function with only 1 or 2 arguments. Check of 3 comma 4, can you write the function call statements? No, you cannot. Okay, because it requires 3 arguments. Okay, that is what we call it as positional arguments or required arguments. Those are all mandatory arguments. Now let us talk about default arguments. What do you mean by default argument? A parameter having default value in the function header, it's known as default parameter. Let us read it once again. A parameter having default value in the function header. is known as default parameter. Now look at this particular example. Def interest of principal, that is I'm planning to calculate simple interest or whatever. Okay, so I need to have the values of principal, number of years, and then rate of interest. Okay, so most of the time it is 0.10. so that value I set it as a default value. Okay, so here this is the, please look at very carefully. It is def interest is a function name, print it is the parameter. Okay, second parameter is t to receive the values of time, and r value, instead of simply specifying r, I am giving the value, that is the r is by default initialized with 0.10. so try to recall the function print function. What are all the default arguments the print has? So it is, yes, it is SEP and then END. By default, the default separator is space, the default end is new line. However, you will be able to change that value, right? Okay, not every time I am specifying, I'm giving the value for that. Okay, so I can simply write print of some variable and still it will be displayed with the value, and then it will end with the new line character. Okay, that is the default parameter. I hope you remember we have discussed about it earlier, right? Okay, so here I am writing my own user defined function with the default argument. How to write that? Whatever the default value that you want to give, that should be specified in the header, right? Okay, so when you write the function like this, the function call statements can be written as, okay, so it is 5000 will be given to PRIN, and 3 will be given to T, and 1.25. okay, so here I have specified the value. So if you specify the value, whatever the value that you have specified, that will be given to the particular argument. That is, so in this particular statement, or will take the value 1.25. okay, so just imagine your phone with the company settings. Okay, the default wallpaper, the default ringtone, it is always be there. Okay, however, if you change that, whatever the ringtone that you have changed, whatever the screensaver that you have set, okay, that will be the new ringtone and new wallpaper after once you set that. Okay, it is exactly similar to it. Okay, so here you have returned the function with the default value. Okay, so if you want to change the new value, yes, you can. Whatever the new value that you have given, that will be given to them, that will be considered as a new value. However, here also you can also write the function call statement without giving the value for the default argument. Okay, so here how many arguments are there? There are 3 arguments, 1 P, T, and then R. So but I can write the function call statement only with the 2 arguments. Okay, so the third argument you need not specify. Okay, that is, you can write it without the third argument also. Okay, so when you do not specify, it will take the default value. So while calculating the interest, so inside the function definition, it will take for this particular function call statement, then principal amount is 4, the T value is 4, and the rate of interest I have not specified, so it will take the default value. So this is what default argument, a parameter having default value in the function header. Okay, so you can write the function with the default argument. Okay, so the third one is keyword or named arguments. Okay, so we haven't discussed it so far. Okay, so earlier these two we have somehow discussed here and there. Okay, so however this is totally new, keyword or named arguments. What do you mean by keyword or named arguments? So keyword arguments are the named arguments with assigned values being passed in the function call statement. That is, in the keyword or keyword argument, while writing the function call statement, I will be specifying the name of the parameter. Right? Okay, so let us understand this with the help of example. So look at this particular example here. Def interest of PRIN, time, and then rate. What are all these? These are all the variables that I have, or these are all the parameters that I have used in the function interest. Okay, so to call that function, so you have to give three values. Okay, so here when you write this when you write the function call statement, okay, without the names, the first value will be given to principal, the second value will be given to time, and the third value will be given to rate. However, if you do not remember what is the order, okay, in that case, so you will be able to specify the name of the variable. That is, I can write the function call statement as interest of PRIN. Please try to understand, I have never specified my variable name. Whatever the parameter that you have used in the function header, the same name I am specifying here. Okay, so PRIN is equal to 5000, comma, time equal to 2, comma, rate is equal to 0.10. Okay, so even without specifying this, if you call the function with 5000, comma, 2, comma, 0.10, yes, it will be given to the variables correctly. Okay, just look at the second example. So here I have given interest of time is equal to 3. Okay, what is my first argument? It is PRIN. Okay, so here I do not know what is the order, so I have specifying the value for the parameter to which I wanted to pass. Okay, I can very well write the function call statement as interest of time is equal to 3, PRIN is equal to 4000, rate is equal to 1.25. So here these are all called as, that is, keyword arguments or the named arguments. This is a function call statement. In the function call statement, I am specifying the name of the parameter. You get it? Okay, so whatever the formal parameters that I have used, so you can specify the name. Okay, when you write like this, so it will find out PRIN. Okay, even though it is given here as a second argument. Okay, so here it will not take the position, instead it will take the name. Okay, so that is the reason why this is called as, this is a positional arguments. Here I have not specified any A, B, C. I didn't specify. I just specified 3, 4, 5. So here 3 will be given to A. That is, the second value is given to second parameter. Third value will be given to third parameter. So here I am changing the order, but I am still giving it to the correct variable by specifying the variable name. Okay, look at the third example. So again it is in a different order. So however, I am specifying with the name of the parameter. Okay, so that is what we call it as keyword or named arguments. Okay, these are all the different types of parameters or formal arguments that you can use while writing the function, user defined function. The last concept that we are going to discuss in today's session is, we are going to understand more about default arguments, and we are going to understand the rules while using different argument types together. Okay, so first let us talk about more about default arguments. Okay, so we have discussed about 3 different types of parameter passing. One is required argument or positional argument, default argument, and keyword argument. So in that we have discussed about what do you mean by default argument. So for the default argument, the default value can be given in the function header. Okay, so that is what default argument is. So while you are using a default argument, okay, there are very important thing to be noted. What it is? So the non-default argument cannot follow default arguments. Non-default argument. What is non-default argument? The argument for which you are not assigning any value. So it cannot follow the default argument. Why? Okay, so let us understand with this example. So here I have tried to write def interest of P as the first argument. The second argument I have given as a default argument, and the third argument, it is a non-default argument. The second argument is a default argument, this is a non-default argument. Okay, So it is not possible to write like this. This is an invalid definition. Okay, can you guess why? Just think for a minute. Can you guess why you cannot write something like this? Let me tell you. So when you write a function with a default argument, what is the point? Either you can give or you may not give the value for that particular argument. So here I have specified the second argument as a default argument. So for a rate, either you specify value, or if you leave it, so it has to take the default argument. Okay, so here when you give the second argument as a default argument, okay, so I can write the function call statement for this particular function header is with the 3 argument. When you write with the 3 argument, there won't be any problem. What will happen if you try to call with the 2 argument? Okay, so if you specify interest of 1000 comma 0.15, okay, so it will not actually 0.15 will not actually go to time. Okay, because the second argument, it is given as a default argument, so this you cannot leave it. Okay, so when you this is actually a positional argument. Okay, so here it needs to be only a third value it will take. Okay, so you cannot leave the value in between. So that is the reason why. So if you are planning to use a default argument, the default argument should appear only in the right hand side. Okay, whatever the default argument that you wanted to have, you can have it only in the right hand side. That is, you can say that you can just understand this. Okay, non-default argument, after the default argument you cannot have non-default argument. Okay, so you cannot write that. Okay, so in a function header, any parameter cannot have a default value unless all parameters appearing on its right have their default value. Both are same points. Okay, actually both are same points. Okay, so in the function header, so look at this particular example, def interest of p of time. You can have any number of default parameters. Okay, so all these parameters, okay, so it should appear only in the right side. Okay, so that is p is a non-default argument, so that is placed as a first argument, and second and third or default argument, yes, you can call this particular function with 1 argument or 2 argument or 3 argument. Okay, so that is what. Okay, any parameter cannot have a default value, that is in between, that is what they are trying to say. So in between the non-default argument you cannot have. Okay, so you can also write the function with all default argument, it is completely valid, right? Okay, do you understand? Okay, so when you are using a default argument, the default arguments should appear only at the end. You can have n number of default arguments, all these arguments should be in the right hand side. Okay, towards the right of the function header. Okay, so you cannot have the non-default argument after the default argument. Okay, that is the point. That is that you need to keep it in your mind while using a default argument. Now let us understand what are all the rules while using. We are having 3 argument types. So if you are planning to use all the 3 types in your function header, what are all the rules to be followed? First, an argument list must first contain positional arguments followed by any keyword argument. Okay, so because positional argument I will not specify any name, so that should come first. Okay, so when you are writing a function, what are all the if you are planning to use positional arguments, that should come first. Okay, what are all the parameters that you are use it as a keyword argument, positional argument, and then default argument, you should decide first, and at first. Okay, so immediately after the function name you should have the positional argument followed by keyword argument. Okay, so to avoid any ambiguity. The second rule says that keyword argument should be taken from the required arguments preferably. The keyword arguments should be taken from the required arguments preferably. That is, when you have the keyword arguments, so you are going to anyway specify the name, so it can be in any order. Okay, after the first argument I am going to have a positional argument. After that any number of keyword arguments you can have, and then it will take it properly. Okay, and then you cannot specify value for an argument more than once. Okay, you cannot specify. Okay, so if you want to calculate something, only one value you are supposed to give. Okay, so look at this example: def interest of PRIN CC time and rate. Okay, so here time and rate, these are all default argument, right? Okay, so for this particular, okay, so we are having 4 arguments. Okay, so now only from the function call statement, what are all the function call statements that you can write for this? So interest of 5000 comma 5, when you write that, 5000 will be given to, yes, PRIN, 5 will be given to CC. Okay, and time will take the value 2 and rate will be taken the value as 0.10. Okay, there won't be any problem. Look at the second example. So interest of PRIN is equal to 4000, CC is equal to 3 and time is equal to 3. Okay, so here I have specified the name of the variables. Okay, so I didn't specify the rate. Okay, so rate, it is the last argument and it is a default argument. So even though you didn't specify, it will take, there won't be any problem in calling that particular function with the value, right? Okay, look at the third example. So CC is equal to 4, rate is equal to 0.75 and CC is equal to 5. So this is a invalid. This is invalid. Okay, because so I am trying to give CC, for CC only one value you can give. However, here you are trying to give 2 values, which is not possible. Okay, this is a invalid statement. Okay, but it was not colored properly. Okay, so C, it is a invalid statement. Okay, so look at this. Okay, so here also I is caps, it's not correct. Okay, so here it is case sensitive. Python is case sensitive. So here you supposed to write it with small I, interest of 500 comma time is equal to 2 and rate is equal to 0.05. So 500 will be given to PRIN. What about CC? Where is the value for CC? So again, this is also invalid. Okay, not only because of I, but because of the CC value is also missing. Okay, so there are no value. Time and rate, those are all default parameters. Even if you do not specify the values, there won't be any problem. However, here there is no value for CC, so this particular call statement, it will become invalid. Okay, so please follow these rules while you are planning to use different types of arguments in your function, right?